Okay, and we're back. This is Dylan, and I'm Mrs. Bell. So we were talking about Dylan. We were going over your intake, correct? We were talking about you've been married to your husband Dwayne for about 5 years now. Y'all have a child. You have two children together that may be having stress-induced asthma right now. Your reasoning for seeking therapy is to get an outside opinion, correct? And the outside opinion is just making sure that you're not thinking any distorted thoughts or anything that's leading to other events that can be triggering everything. One of the other reasons that you're continuing this relationship is for your children, correct? And you feel that your husband is selfish and he puts himself first and you come second. And you did say that you're very critical of your husband and that he's very untrustworthy of you. Okay. And you did tell her that you had a drinking problem, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you said that you've been drinking every day. So what I wanted to go into right now, Dylan, was I wanted to implement a treatment plan for all of this. Whether or not your husband comes in for treatment will be amazing, but if he doesn't, we can still go over the steps to take to help you as far as like your side of the issues and how to make sure that you're doing good. Okay? So, where I want to start first is the alcohol use. So, I feel like your alcohol use, when you're saying that you're drinking every day, you're basically coping with alcohol, correct? So, let's use that as event A. You and your husband have a fight. Event B is the drinking, which is event C makes you want to leave, makes you want to have outrageous moments, get angry at certain moments that make no sense at all. You following me? Okay. So what I'm saying is event A is you and your husband's fight. Event B is the drinking. And event C is basically chaos. Let's just mark that as chaos. Okay, so if we eliminate event B and learn how to actually focus on event A, do you think event C would actually come across?
No.
So what I'm saying is, like sometimes we have a model plan that's called cognitive behavioral theory, model theory. So what it does is it helps change distorted thoughts as far as like, all right, so I got in a fight with him. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drink to cope with that. And then while you're drinking, what does drinking do? It distorts your thoughts. So all it's doing is adding to event B to add more fuel to the fire for event A. So when you come back, event C has already happened, which is your mind and your thoughts. So event A goes, okay, so this is, if we eliminate event B, event A would basically be, let's focus on the issue at hand. Let's say you have a fight with your husband about the bills. Like you were saying that you pay all the bills, correct? Let's say that you have an argument with him on the bills. And you say, hey, I can't pay the phone bill this month. Can you pay it? You start getting an argument about that. And event B is, all right, now he just wants to start an argument. All I'm going to do is walk away and I'm going to go drink. All right, so event C goes, okay, so he doesn't care. He only wants me to do everything. I'm the one that's picking up all the slack. So event A has never been resolved, which was who's paying the phone bill, or why are we arguing about just pay the phone bill. Mainly event A, if we can like actually take that, like take the negative emotions out of it, and we say, hey, can we just sit down? Let's write out like what is whose money and what's going in, what's coming out. And event A would be much, much better as event C, correct? Instead of being chaos, it would come out much like problem solved. So what I'm saying for cognitive behavior, the model theory is if we take all these negative emotions and we actually say, okay, what can we do as far as like when event A happens, how do we change this to let's solve it right there instead of it going and going and going and going. So what I would like for y'all to do is at least have a mutual basis where you can implement a timeout. You start an argument, if you know that it's starting to get ugly, there's things called timeouts. You go, all right, we need a timeout. Timeouts, what timeouts basically do is they help you come back to what was the original problem at hand. So event C is not the chaos anymore. Event B is actually thoughtful, reasonable thinking. Event A, yes, is a fighting, but event C is no longer just the chaos. So if we implement that, we can get through a lot of what's going on and to help you with your drinking also at the end. So also I wanted to talk about, I know that you said that your relationship with your children are not as um, normalized as you would want it to be. So I would like for you to like at least sit down with your children, like probably like 15 minutes out of the day. Just roll a ball. Just anything that you could do actively with them. If it's reading a book, if it's just playing hopscotch, going outside, just playing and throwing a ball, just anything, just 15 minutes out the day. If you can't do that, do 15 minutes out the week. Do 5 minutes a day, then go up to 10, then go up to 15. Okay? I would like to actually have you come back and we start implementing a plan for your alcohol use. I'm not going to tell you to go cold turkey, but I would like for you to start attending AA meetings. People that have actually been in that position work better with those that can actually learn behavior. Like they have learned behavior, basically. Like they can tell you, like, hey, I've been here, I've done that. This is what worked. This is what didn't work. And some things work for you, some things don't work for you. But if you could just come see me back in about another week or so.
Okay.
All right. And nice meeting you, Mr. Dillon.
Nice meeting you too.